fire. It's on the fire. He made it. Oh my.
It's a perfect Saturday afternoon for the home opener for the Huntington University Foresters in the Crossroads League. They fell to Spring Arbor on Wednesday night, and they will be taking on the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars out of Ohio today, who are also 0-1 in the Crossroads League. These two teams look very evenly matched on paper, and it should be a good one today on FDN Sports. It's Preston Husband, Jaden Woods, the rest of our very talented FDN Sports crew. Huntington 0-1 in conference. They're looking to get back on track here at home today, where they have played very good basketball in the early season, Jaden.
That's right. They're coming off, of course, that loss, but they still had a decent game, and on the couple days before that, they had an incredible game where they shot lights out. Kendall Yoakum went 10 for 12, and they broke 10 for 12 from three, and they broke the school record for most threes in a game. They're really hoping to push it forward with this win in Conference League.
Huntington perfect so far here at home. Darby Maggard, in her fourth season, has had great success against Mount Vernon Nazarene. She's 4-2 against the Cougars overall, coming off a trip to the NAIA National Tournament last season. Still trying to figure things out. Those 29 turnovers, that's something they'll have to clean up today against a very good Mount Vernon team.
Yeah, you don't want to have a ton of turnovers, especially in Crossroads League play, because it's very intense and very competitive, and they're really hoping that they can clean it up. Of course, that's been kind of an issue for them this season, but maybe they can come up with a way to stop it tonight.
We're going to send it to a short break for National Anthem and Prayer, and we'll come back for tip-off between the Cougars and Foresters on FDN Sports.
As we are led in prayer by an outstanding HU alum, Jeff Shepard, and that will be followed by the playing of the National Anthem. Lord Jesus, we come before you on this great Saturday. Thank you for an opportunity to play basketball. Thank you, Lord, for an opportunity to glorify
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's washroom is ready to serve you.
Hi, my name's Bob Cayley. I'm a real estate broker with RE/MAX Results in Indiana. I love helping people buy and sell real estate. And I have a buyer's guide and a seller's guide to help people with the process. I'm also a longtime supporter of Huntington University baseball. I love supporting them and rooting them on to victory. If you have any questions about buying or selling, you can contact me at 260-519-1724.
I've been interested in animation since I was really young. Animated movies have always been my favorite.
Heard about it from my dad. He had saw that they're having an animation camp. I told him that I want to go.
So my photography made me interested in working with cameras, and that's what I want to do.
It was a camp that had so much to offer, like everything I was interested in, it was being taught here and stuff.
The knowledge of animation, how it works, and getting better at it so I can pursue my future career.
And I've always just kind of been interested in this for so long, it was like I couldn't really pass it up. And I have learned those things, like professional things, things that I would not be able to do at home.
Some of my favorite experiences were like, just getting out and talking to people with similar interests, people who are passionate with like the same thing that you're passionate with.
It's Jaden Woods and Preston Husband back inside of Platt Arena for the second matchup for these two teams in their Crossroads League early season schedule. Both these teams 0-1. Both these teams looking to get back on track. This Mount Vernon Nazarene team is led by first-year head coach Lauren Van Hoos, who comes from Ohio Christian following one of the best seasons all time at Ohio Christian. For the first time, she took them to the national tournament for the NCCAA Division I level.
Yeah, she had a great going last season. Also coached for the Special Olympics for, looks like about 8 years. So good coach and a good program. It's going to be a tough game tonight.
So we're going to send it to the video board here in just a moment, show you a hype video that was created by some of our FD in Sports students. And then we'll come back and tell you more about the Foresters as we are just about set for tip-off. Back in Platt Arena and ready to introduce you to the starters. First for the Huntington Foresters, it's the same starting five that we've seen most of the year, Jaden. It's going to be Kendra Sheets, Annika Nelson, Kendall Yoakum, joined by Liv Raby and the freshman Allison Price. Of course, Liv Raby is our player to watch for the Foresters here today, coming off another big performance against the Cougars of Spring Arbor.
That's right, last time out she had 17 points, 3 boards, and 5 blocks, and although they had a really tough stretch in regards to their turnover rate, they were unable to, come away with a win, but they were able to at least have Liv Raby have a pretty solid game last time out.
Liv now has 4 games of 10-plus rebounds. That was a season high in points. She was a preseason first-team all-conference selection, and she played like it. Well, on the other side, these Cougars, there's a bunch of Cougars in the Crossroads League. We know Mount Vernon Nazarene has Kylie Leibacher, who is a transfer from Ashland University, and she is having a monster junior season.
They've got a lot of those players, but Kylie Leibacher is one that stands out for sure. 18 points, 5 boards, and 3 assists, while shooting very well, 50% from the field, 85% from the free throw line. She's going to be a problem for these Foresters if they can't slow her down. They've also got Anna Swisshelm, of course, averaging 14 and 5. They've got a pretty deep roster.
And of course, they've got a new head coach with Lauren Van Hoos. There's Huntington University's head coach, Darby Maggard, in her 4th year. For Van Hoos, she comes in, she's a first-year coach. She lost Serenity Johnson to the transfer portal. She went to TIP in a D2 school. And then Teresa Maggio, who was another great player for these Cougars. So not only is it a new coach, she lost some of her best players and has done a really nice job bringing some over with her and grabbing some transfers from the portal as well. We are underway. It's the Cougars and Foresters, just the second game of the Crossroads League season. Both these teams 0-1, looking for win number 1. Right inside, it's Angela Roshak, who goes with the left hand and has a chance for a 3-point opportunity right out of the tip.
Roshak, very good footwork there to get Raby off balance so that she could get an easy bucket there. That's not uncommon for her at all. 6'2" senior, she's very talented.
She's been a second-teamer All-Crossroads League player all the way back in her freshman year. She averaged 12.5 points per game, then 9.4 rebounds. Not only is she getting it done scoring and rebounding this year, she's averaging 2.6 blocks per contest. Raby right against her. Now a foul called on Roshak, as that'll be free throws for Liv Raby. So the two bigs right away going at each other.
picking up the first foul pretty early. And as you mentioned, you were talking about Roshak a little bit. Incredibly decorated player. I mean, her bio section is extremely long. So, you know, it's always good to see those seniors getting it done.
Looks like some of the lights down on this end of the court didn't come all
Does
the
look
way
a little
back
dark.
on. After the hype video, Liv Raby through the dark, knocks it in. You can see Kendall Yoakum looking up like, how am I going to make 10 threes today with the lights off?
Geez, 10 for 12 2 games ago. Incredible efficiency and a new women's school record, as well as tying the men's record.
Shepard turns, spins, shoots, can't get it to drop. It's rebounded by the point guard. Kendra Sheets was unable to knock it a field goal against Spring Arbor, trying to get back on track today. So is Allison Price, who goes up and under in a pretty move to start her scoring.
There it is. Great baseline drive to get an easy reverse bucket.
Huntington with a 4-3 early lead. These two teams similar in their style. Huntington will shoot more threes as that one's off the mark and yanked down by Price. As always, looking to push the pace, finds the point guard Sheets. Gendra cuts into the lane. Price just drove baseline, now throws it into Liv, who's got 2 already. She's off the mark, and it's rebounded on the backside.
Went for the soft touch instead of off the backboard, and I think in that scenario, you definitely want to try and push them away and get a backboard layup there.
And off to Shepard now. She's one of the transfers we talked about. She came from Ohio Christian with Coach Van Hoos. Last year averaged almost 18 points per contest for the Trailblazers.
That's got to be a special relationship to follow her to a whole new school.
Now Swiss Helm is fouled by Yoakum, and it's going to be the second and third trip to the free throw line for Swiss Helm, who's right around 85% on the season.
Swiss Helm is pretty much exactly who you want at the line if it's not Jenna Brumbaugh or Kylie Leibacher. They have 3 players shooting over 85% from the free throw line.
Swiss Helm, another transfer from Thomas More University. She's a redshirt sophomore. Excellent athlete in high school, 4 years in volleyball and basketball, and she was 2-time first-team all-conference and 2-time second-team all-state in basketball. Really good athlete and another impact transfer. Yoakum fires from the right wing. That's strong and off the mark, and it's yanked down by Lily Shepard, who pushes the pace the other way.
Very award-decorated team that Nazarene has here today.
On the floor, Leibacher steps back and rocks in the first 3 of the night. It's now 8-4, the largest lead here just a few minutes in.
That's the first 3 of the game so far. Good to see that tray ball getting thrown around early.
Leibacher hasn't shot it extremely well from deep as Raby can't get it to go. Roshak grabs another rebound. And now again, Mount Vernon looking to run ahead. Skillings swings one to the left side. It's Swiss Helm, who's a big guard out there. Roshak, another quick move, and she's got 5 already.
That's a super quick first step there to just catch Raby completely off guard.
So 10-4. It's been a lot of Roshak here in the early going. They're spreading around the wealth as they have all season long. Price back to the basket, spin, throws up a wild shot. Roshak kept it in, and it's handled by Skillings as she crosses the timeline.
No luck there. Price's first miss of the night.
3 is on the way and in by Lily Shepard in a 13-4 advantage now for the Cougars.
Not at all how most Forrester fans were expecting this game to start.
Price off the mark with a 3. It's Nelson who gets the offensive rebound. Raby will put it on the floor, goes to the left, and had it knocked out of play right around the rim by Skillings.
Yeah, they're going to be very strong down in the paint, trying to stop Raby. As you mentioned, a preseason first-team all-conferencer. That's definitely someone they're going to focus a lot of their attention on.
Nelson, haven't seen her take a shot yet. She drops it into Price, who misses another one right around the rim. It's been a little rocky for her offensively over the past 4 to 5 games. You expect that from a freshman, trying to find her footing in one of the toughest conferences in the entire country. Roshak again up and under, this time off the mark. Raby pulls down another miss, and now Sheets looking for an option in transition. Raby and Yoakum working together, the 2 juniors. Kendall Bounces it into Liv, but a little too hot to handle as it skips out of play for a turnover.
That's the first turnover of the night for the Foresters, one that's been cursing them for quite a bit. As you mentioned, Allison Price has been struggling a little bit offensively. Last time out, she had 8 of the team's 29 turnovers, and of course, still adjusting to that collegiate basketball in such a tough conference, but definitely something they're going to want to work on.
Another three is up and just off the mark. A little long there by Lily Shepard from Eaton, Ohio. Another Ohio Christian transfer as Nelson pushes and can't get that one to go with the little floater.
Nelson has the similar physique to one of my favorite NBA players, Jonathan Isaac. I was rooted for him, for no particular reason, but she's got that lengthy, she's got a lot of reach and very powerful on offense.
Naomi Kaib sends it to the corner. This one's battled for right in front of the Forester bench, and it's out on HU. That'll stick with the Cougars. On Vernon last season, 15-14. Their coach at the time, Amanda Short, who spent a handful of seasons with the Cougars, had a baby in the offseason, decided to get out of coaching for a little bit. And right now, one of her former players, Roshak, is having her way inside with the Foresters defense.
Roshak is having a great game. That's her 7th point of the night, and yeah, they're killing it on the inside right now.
Raby, of course, broke the regular season, single season record for blocks last year. Roshak's just like her on the other end defensively, but she's going right at the shot blocker. There's no fear from the senior.
No, not at all. Again, she's got those long arms, so she can kind of reach around, and as long as her footwork stays complete, she'll be good.
Nelson continues to shoot the 3-ball at a career-high clip, cuts the lead to 9.
Nelson this season, 43%, leading the team other than, of course, Addie Shank, who's been a knockdown shooter this season.
Nelson, maybe a higher volume shooter, as that's going to take us to our first media timeout. When we come back, we'll see if Huntington can get things back on track. Down 9 here against the Cougars on FDN Sports.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
I want to welcome you back inside Platt Arena. We've got a special announcement today that we want you Forester fans or basketball fans who are tuning in today to know about. Giving Tuesday here at Huntington University. You can join the global movement right here at Huntington University on December 22nd. Your gift of any size goes directly to the Forester Fund, providing essential scholarships for students. Help us prepare the next generation to impact the world for Christ. Visit huntington.edu/give and make a difference. So it's 16-7 right back in here, 4:40 left in the first quarter. This Cougars offense, you look up and down their stats, Jaden, in our sheets here that we prepared before the game.
Yeah.
They're a balanced attack, and we can see that so far in this first quarter.
That's right. They've got 4 players as of right now, averaging more than 10 points per game. They've got a lot of offensive options, Roshak, Swiss Helm, Liebacker, and of course they're a very young team as well, which definitely plays in their favor.
Price finds an open Nelson looking for 2 straight, and she rattles it in again. The shot should count, and it will. It's going to be on Mount Vernon, so the 3 is good.
And the foul was on Swiss Helm there, or Roshak, excuse me.
So the basket is good. It's 16-10. So Nelson's 2 for 2. Still shooting at that high percentage. So not only does Huntington get 3 points, they have a chance to make it a 6-point possession. Price is looking to do just that, and right on the money.
Bang, bang, back-to-back threes in one possession, basically. And I feel like Nelson is pretty often that spark that they need. She'll knock down 1J that just gives it to the rest of the team.
Moving screen now from Skillings, and right out of that timeout, Huntington has come back. They were down 16-4. This is a nice 9-0 run, and it's come from Nelson and Price knocking down 3 triples.
Yeah, they've whatever Coach Darby said in that huddle must have been very motivating.
Price, top of the key this time, puts it on the floor, and the fouls are really starting to pile up here against the Cougars. I believe that is going to be number 4 on the team.
Yes.
Waiting to see who it will be on. It looks like they're going to get Leibacher as the guilty party.
Leibacher, not who you want to get in early foul trouble. Roshak also early has 2 fouls. Definitely not what they want to see this early.
Sheets cuts through, find a cutting Merritt, who's pushed from behind, and now she has free throws as Swisshelm got the hand into the back.
Merritt has been a very efficient offensive producer for them. Not averaging a crazy amount of points. She's not going to blow your socks off with how many points she's averaging. 5 points, 5 assists, 5 boards, excuse me, but shooting 75% from the field is nothing to scoff at.
That one's off the mark. Huntington will be in the bonus. Shoot 2 free throws with each defensive foul for the final nearly 4 minutes of this first quarter.
That's 5 fouls on the Cougars in under 7 minutes.
Yep.
And that's the 8th of the game in total. It's been very physical.
I want to say hello to Eric Andrews, who's tuning in watching FDN Sports today. December 2nd, that Giving Tuesday coming up for Huntington University. We'll continue to mention that as a 3 is dropped in by Kai. She's one of their best 3-point shooters, around 35% from deep.
That's right, leading the team in that category percentage-wise, and of course, very smooth jumper as we just saw there.
From Smithville, Ohio, now playing in her sophomore season. Price, good pass to Shank, who gets one to go, and that's a good sign because Shank had a slow night at Spring Arbor a couple of nights ago.
That's right, averaging basically what the starters are averaging, 9.7 boards. She's been a great offensive producer.
You talked about it, she's added that jump shot to her
That's
repertoire as well, as another nice move is up and in by Swisshelm from Felicity, Ohio. She's a nice player.
Yeah, you talk about it often, or you have before. Shank shot 1 3 last season and made it, and she's shot several now and sank them at a 2 of 3 count this season.
Yeah, 4 of 6 from downtown as Sheets will try one. That's off the mark. There's Shank again, this time working in the paint. Can't get the roll, and it's rebounded by Kaib on the backside.
And it's not just from beyond the arc that she's been producing, also at a 67% rate from everywhere on the floor.
One of the most efficient players in the entire Crossroads League, as that's off the mark. It's rebounded inside, a little too strong on the second shot by Kai.
That presence from Shank was enough to knock her off balance there.
Sheets, again surveying, nearly lost it. Finds the shooter in Price, who will look for her second. That one misses everything and will head out of play as it's a 5-point lead for the Cougars.
Price against Rochester had not one of her greatest games, 2 for 6 and 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. But also in that game, we saw a lot of offense. So it's definitely not, crazy that maybe she wouldn't see the ball as much.
That 3 that she made just a few minutes ago, that was her first 3 in 4 games. So good to see her starting to get that jumper back and going. The turnovers is what maybe slowed her down a little bit as Merritt has a block on Swisshelm, and the Cougars will keep it under their own basket.
That's right. They've done a better job of turnovers tonight. The stat tracker says 0, but I believe they had 1 earlier on in the game. Either way, they've done a better job of cleaning it up here tonight.
And I think they had the one that went off of Raby's knee earlier in the game. Pass inside and some space to work. The step through is up and in for another and one opportunity. And this time it's Leibacher.
A ton of early fouls here. That puts Huntington on their 4th. And the first personal foul for Kendra Sheets. Very quiet producer, Sheets. She really helps to lead the offense. A decent clip overall.
Leibacher finishes the 3-point play, and after Huntington came nearly all the way back, Mount Vernon responds with a big run of their own.
Definitely a game of runs here.
Merritt hands off to Hartsoe, who's in for the first time today. Nelson, who has the 2 threes, will try to kick it back out. Peyton resets. 10 on the shot clock for the Foresters to operate. Hartsoe cuts through the lane. Sheets A ball fake, a 14-footer, gets it to go right before the shot clock expires.
A dying art, the midi. That was a beautiful shot. I love pull-up jumpers.
Now we've seen that a lot in the past from Gabi Melby, who of course is now the assistant coach, the grad assistant. She loved that mid-range jumper. And it is a lost art, but it is starting to come back a little bit as we see another one here. That one a little deeper than mid-range as Shepard knocks in the long two.
That's right. We also see that a lot from the men's primary scorer as well. His name is evading me right now.
Shank, another three, now 5 of 7 from behind the arc this year.
Very smooth jumper for somebody of her size.
Darby Mackard said she came in and said, I want to get better. I want to find different ways to help the team. And right back at her comes Swisshelm, who's shooting it at 31% from out there.
And if you're looking at the numbers from, you know, a basic standpoint, the Foresters kill them in terms of three-point shooting percentage, but they've turned it up here tonight.
Merritt, nice catch inside, and the 6'4" Merritt gets it to go over the top of the 6-foot Swisshelm. And she's been good off the bench today with 3 points.
That's right. She's been a good producer so far.
Swisshelm puts it on the floor, hands it out. The shot is going to be blocked. It wouldn't have counted as it would have been a shot clock violation anyways. And we will send it to a break. It's a 6-point lead for Mount Vernon Nazarene on FDN Sports when we come back to Platte Arena.
Hi, Forester family. My name is Allison Price, and I just want to take a moment.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
Back in Platte Arena, it's 29-23, a high-scoring affair here in Platte Arena. Haven't seen a lot of these type of games so far, some shootouts, but in that first quarter, it was Mount Vernon really getting whatever they wanted. 9 of 17 from the field. They shoot 3 of 4 from deep. Jaden, they look like a well-oiled machine right now on the offensive end.
Yeah, they've been doing very solid so far. Of course, as you mentioned, 3 or 4 from 3, but also beating out the Foresters in terms of field goal percentage in comparison, 53-40. So, you know, they've done a good job of being efficient with the shots that they're taking, and they've made a lot of threes in the process. Huntington shooting 50% from three-point line, of course, that's pretty average for them, but they've done a good job of, you know, tweaking their three-point game to make sure that they're making more of these.
And something else that kept Huntington in the game really in that first quarter, 7 offensive rebounds. They've got some bigs that can really go and get it, but they have been aggressive on the offensive glass, trying to get second opportunities, and it let them just hang around and keep it a 2-possession game.
That's right. They've got a solid crew of bigs, of course. Liv Raby, Addie Shank, Lauren Merritt. They've got a lot of people that they can rely on down in the paint to get both blocks and rebounds.
Back in action here as Mount Vernon comes out on the defensive side of things. Merritt with 3 points finds Yoakum, who is yet to get it going from downtown quite yet. Sheets has 2 points and is fouled on her way to the rim as Skillings is going to pick up the personal, and Sheets will have 2 shots from the free throw line.
Skillings, that's her second foul on the night already, and they've done a good job of getting to the line. Of course, there were 9 fouls in the first quarter alone, and it still seemed like it flew, so they've done a good job of keeping the tempo up as well.
Sheets, her first trip to the charity stripe today, rattles in the first. 78.3 points per game. Before the game where she had a little bit of an off night shooting it at Spring Arbor, where she had 5 points, all of them coming from the free throw line, she had 3 straight games of 10-plus points, so she is a very capable scorer.
As I mentioned, a quiet scorer. You know, she's going to drop you a couple points here and there, and she's going to make the team look better while she does it.
Couple of subs in for Mount Vernon as we're seeing Abigail Hardwick, a freshman guard for the first time. A 3 from the right side is off the mark. Price just could not block out Kylie Leibacher, who goes right back to work.
Leibacher, an incredibly talented scorer.
She's a guard at 5'9", but almost plays a little like a forward. Back to the basket, wants to work in the paint, and it's working for her early. Price able to keep that pivot foot down as Yoakum tries to work into the paint. Merritt keeps it alive and finds Shank. Addie with 8 on the shot clock steps through, and a pretty move again by the sophomore.
Looked like Hardwick got that block there on the up-and-going layup. That was a great way to turn what could have been a really bad possession into something good.
31-27, a little miscommunication here for the Cougars. And it looks like the ball did hit the out-of-bounds line. It's back to HU.
Very close to saving it. It's Kai, but just couldn't quite do it.
So still the points piling up here, 31-27, just over 8:30 left until halftime here on FDN Sports. As Yoakum again cuts through and tried to Euro step. A travel is called. I don't know if she ever I didn't think she ever put the final foot down. She kind of held the Euro and then put the shot up. But
yeah, I was going to say, she didn't ever actually even get to the third step there because the defender blocked her.
I know you can't completely stop when you Euro on the second foot, but it looks like she tried putting that shot up. Either way, it's a Forrester turnover. Just the second of the game here, 12 minutes in. Now Price turns over the Cougars and pushes it ahead. The freshman uses that pace and has a left-handed layup to cut it to 2.
Way to slow down her momentum to get an easy bucket where a lot of players might just bounce it a little too hard.
Even when Price is struggling a little bit offensively, she is playing 100% and at 100 miles per hour. 3 ball on its way, circles all the way and out for Swisshelm as Shank has another rebound.
Those are the heartbreakers, just toilet bowled right out.
Sheets finds Shank, and now Price to give Huntington the lead is off the mark. Swisshelm collects another miss.
Would have been their first lead of the night after coming back from a very large deficit early on. Again, very fast-paced game.
The freshman guard, Hardwick, gonna slow it down, and now Shepard, who's had a hot hand offensively, goes right at Sheets, off glass, missed it. Shank again grabs a rebound as she's starting to pile up, and then she threw it out of bounds, and that's a lot of the same exact turnovers we saw from Huntington in that Spring Arbor game.
Yeah.
Spring Arbor pressed them the entire time, and they just looked uncomfortable. And you're going to have that without Kellum and Melby, who are 2 primary ball handlers on the team that you now don't have this year.
That's right, and that's where you've got to rely on people like Sheets and like Price to control the ball. But if Price has a rough game on the turnover aspect, then it seems like the whole team will kind of have a rough going of it.
They're trying to reset the shot clock here. It should have only been 20 seconds on the shot clock since the ball was in the front court. As we're going to see Tegan Akers and Annika Nelson sub in. Shank and Price will take a break. And now both teams getting a little deeper in their bench. And this Huntington team, they don't have a super deep bench, Jaden. So it's important to switch them in and out and avoid any further foul trouble, as Raby's already sitting down with 2.
That's right. They've got 8 people, really, that they can like heavily rely on, so it's important that they get rested.
Hardwick outside. Swisshelm spins, is blocked by Merritt, and a foul called again.
Huntington fans not happy about that one.
I'll show you a replay here in just a moment to see what Coach Darby Maggard is upset about. Merritt is at 6'4" against 6' Swisshelm, so you can understand why Coach Maggard thought it was a clean block, but it's not the way the officials saw it. And there's been a ton of fouls here in this first half for both teams.
They've been calling all of them when they see them, for sure.
The Swisshelm makes good on the pair as Huntington has the ball again, trying to cut into this 4-point Cougar lead.
Was almost there, but the Cougars don't want to let them catch up.
Yoakum finds Sheets.
Merritt wants it.
Yep, and she gets it and trying to work, spins back to her right. That is a nice move by someone who only played a handful of games last year at the varsity level. She is very talented, and what a luxury for Huntington to have 3 bigs that can all do exactly that.
Very soft touch at the rim. Of course, We see that a lot with Raby as well. Soft layups. That was a beautiful shot, though.
Step back three is good again, and every single time Huntington gets closer, Leibacher has had a response.
Leibacher breaks double digits there. She's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc.
Sheets skips it left side. Akers throws it back into Merritt. It was too strong. A couple of bodies collect on the backside as Mount Vernon wants to run.
Not as clean on the turnover game in the second quarter.
Spinning shot again, Leibacher, or excuse me, that time Swisshelm. Those two just chasing each other down. Yep. 7-point lead now for the Cougars as Sheets was cut off and threw it away. And again, Mount Vernon pushing and playing with this pace all night long. It's Shepard who fires a three, and it's back to a 10-point lead.
Man, shooting must come from the last name Shepard,
No
I'll
joke.
tell you what.
Both sides. Nelson. And now Akers looking in for that entry pass again. Picks up her dribble. Merritt trying to find Sheets, who fires a right wing three off the mark. Merritt fights for it, and it's yanked down again. Kaib tapped it to Shepard.
No luck there. Shepard, of course. Yeah, that's going to be a travel there. Just bounced a little bit when she caught the ball.
Leibacher called for the turnover as Huntington will have it back. Going to see another sub here in just a moment. It is going to be Melody Blueball, who comes in from Belleville, Ohio. Kind of surprised to not see her until this late in the game. The freshman's averaging 6.6 points per game. All-conference player in all 3 sports in high school. She played basketball, soccer, and 3 years of softball, so a great athlete and another good freshman.
Yeah, the Crossroads League just grows stronger and stronger every day, it seems.
Yoakum off the mark. She's 0 for 2 from out there, as she was 2 for 7 from 3 on Wednesday night up in Michigan. Huntington has been close a couple of times. Have just not been able to get over the top. And here's Blue Ball, we just talked about, way off the mark. And it's back to the Foresters, and it's back to another media timeout. Should be, and it is.
There it is.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Cougars up 41-31 over top of the Foresters on FDN Sports.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
Back in Platte Arena, the Cougars up 41-31. Huntington has gotten it all the way back to 2 a couple of times. I think they were within 1 at one point in this first half. But it seems like Mount Vernon has had an answer every single time Huntington throws one of their punches.
They've just gone shot for shot throughout the night. Leibacher has led the way for the Cougars, of course, 11 points. Only missed 1 field goal earlier. Swisshelm is right behind her, tied up with her really 11 points, 3 boards. Also very solid from the line, especially 4 for 4 there. They've got a lot of people on this team that they can rely on to make shots, but they've only had 5 players make shots. The lowest being Naomi Kaib with 3 points, and the Foresters have been a little bit more spread out than them. Liv Raby, we haven't seen her play too much, didn't see her much in the second quarter for sure.
Shank, that time off the mark, only had 7 attempts in her career, or excuse me, this season. Before that was 5 of 7, so now 5 of 8. Obviously still extremely efficient. And a look that obviously now Darby Maggard is very comfortable with her big taking.
Yeah, she's shown that she can take and make them when she knows that she can.
Leibacher, the transfer from Ashland, has had the hot hand, averaging 18 points per game, is blocked by Nelson, who pushes it to Kendra Sheets. Sheets finds Yoakum, who thought about a long one, and resets and finds the point guard, Kendra.
Wouldn't be uncommon to see Yoakum take something from that far out.
Now Vernon making sure that the switch is coming on the handoffs up top. Shank has 2 defenders, and a foul comes in. And there were 2 Cougars there, and it's going to go on 21. That time Cameron Cummings picking up her first.
Shank seeing 2 defenders almost put it up, but when there's 2 on you, someone's open.
Shank looking inside to Merritt, and now Shank steps through and scores again. She's got everything working today.
She kept herself afloat above the falling body. That was impressive. Puts her at the lead of the team.
Another open look there for a moment, but then passed off at the top of the key by Swisshelm. She gets it right back against Sheets. Huntington falling into a little bit of a trap zone now.
Running a very high-pressure zone here.
We'll see if they can start turning over these Cougars with just 5 on the shot clock. It's lofted to the top of the key. Left side shot is on its way, off the mark. Offensive rebound is up and in and good. And I think there was a whistle blown.
Coach Van, who's not very happy about that one. It looks like Huntington will take possession there. And maybe a timeout?
I think what the one official called was a shot clock violation, but I think the shot was off in time.
She definitely had it off in time.
And then I don't know if it was an inadvertent whistle that came in, because I heard a very slight whistle, but then the play continued, and the basket was scored. So we will see what is determined here. I don't think
it hit the rim on the shot attempt.
Yep, it sure did.
It should have reset.
I was looking
good
at
hustle from Leibacher.
Yeah, I was looking at our blue angle there as well to see if for sure was out of the hand of the shooter. I thought it was very clearly out of the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars shooter's hand before the light lit up on top of the backboard.
I thought so as well, but looks like maybe they're not gonna end up taking a look at it here.
Now 2 coaches are gonna come together. Here's the look that we're talking about. It was actually the shot before that one was put in, and then play was stopped. You can see Darby Maggard talking with the official, as now the 2 coaches will get an explanation. We'll wait and see what they come up with here. I don't think either coach is going to be super excited. Here's the shot we're talking about. So you can see the light.
Yeah, it was definitely out.
Definitely the shot was off in time. So it should have been a good basket by Mount Vernon, but instead they're just going to give them possession, which I feel like
I guess that's
it's fair in a way, but they should have had the 2 points, to be completely honest.
Yeah. It's okay. Calls like that are going to happen, but in such a tough league that something like that could be detrimental.
And it was an inadvertent whistle. That's what it was. Sometimes the refs will start to produce the whistle and then just go a little too far, I guess, and accidentally blow the whistle, and that's what happened that time. I can almost guarantee. You see that in the NBA and the Division I level often. Swisshelm going to keep going with that good footwork, kicks it out, and a travel is called at the top of the key by Cameron Cummings.
Just thought about it a little too hard before she really started moving there. Bounced her feet a couple times, and they're always going to get you on that one, unless you're Westbrook.
Cummings hasn't really played at all this year. Her first game of the season was against St. Francis on Wednesday, as Yoakum still can't get one to go from deep, but Merritt off the bench. Her and Shank have kept Huntington afloat.
Shank has been killing it this season, the sophomore. Extremely efficient, averaging almost 10 a game. That's exactly what you want from a backup to a first-team all-conference player. Just able to grab boards, able to score points very efficiently, and she's definitely a team player as well.
And it's Merritt right now who's doing a lot of the heavy lifting as well, as she puts that in for her 8th point of the night.
The 2 backup bigs leading the way. Shank is at the front of it with 9, and Merritt with 8 now.
Huntington again back in this trap, and they do create a turnover as Sheets tries pushing it ahead. Huntington can make it a 1-possession game again.
That's where you want to be.
Shank was begging for it inside. She's got a big size advantage. Merritt couldn't find her. Now Sheets will drive down the left side and just throw up a wild shot. And maybe not the one you want if you're the Foresters trying to cut into this lead.
Definitely want to look for the extra pass there when you're unable to get into that like scoring box, as they call it. Not what they wanted for sure.
So it's a 5-point lead for the Cougars as they try to work against this extended trap press that Huntington is doing. And it's another turnover back-to-back as Yoakum finds a cutting Shank, who is fouled and was looking for a 3-point opportunity, but will have to earn 2 at the line.
That was a great pass. Really threaded the needle between the 2 defenders there to get Shank an open opportunity.
I'm gonna say that pass was whistled through there. I mean, that was a tight window to put that pass in. And Yoakum, I really thought she might have just taken it on her own to the right side, but finds Shank, who misses the first free throw. This team is very unselfish. You don't have one player who wants to just take all of these shots. They will find the open player, and it's been a good recipe for him as Merritt creates another offensive rebound, and then it's last touched on the backside by Kaib, so Huntington does keep possession.
Unable to get the 2 points there, but at least able to regain possession there off a lucky bounce. Of course, Shank normally is going to make those 2, though.
Yep, she's pretty good from there. Wide open was Nelson for a long time, and Shank didn't see her right away, so Huntington will have to live with finding a different shot. It is Nelson from the corner, and I guess 3's better than 2 anyways, as Coach Van Hoos uses a timeout.
She still got hers. That'll make her 3 for 3 from beyond the arc.
Another person in the starting lineup. We've talked about the bench production, but man, the action from Nelson, who's not been a terrific 3-point shooter in her career. It's not like she's been bad, but that's not necessarily her game. She's been dynamite from beyond the arc. And today, those 3 shots are so big as Huntington's back within 2.
She is, as far as we've seen her at home, been a great offensive dictator. You know, she's done a great job of making easy buckets when they need to be made. And of course, even though Shank didn't see the initial pass, Nelson was still able to get her bucket by getting open and keeping her head up.
Yep, she's knocked all 3 of them down from the corners as well. So she's kind of running that baseline, finding her spots and letting it fly. Came into today averaging 9.7 points per game. As a freshman, she shot at 31.6% from 3, 31.1 last year. And this year, it's a career high 43%. She's 3 for 3 today.
Yeah, she's very much improved her jumper. And as I've mentioned before, their free throw percentage has skyrocketed from 2 years ago to last year, and this year stayed relatively high.
Huntington trying to create another turnover. A jump ball is called, and it will stick with the Cougars. This defense that Darby Mager has blended in here has really started to create some issues for Mount Vernon.
That's right. That not really sure what zone really to call that, but it's been very good. Just a high pressure zone at creating turnovers. That's their 8th of the night for Mount Vernon.
I think it's a 1-3-1 trap is what I'd call it. You see Sheets down at the bottom there because they want the longer arms out on the perimeter as it, again, it creates a turnover.
Yeah, they're more likely to pick it off than they are to stop somebody like Leibacher from getting an easy bucket or somebody like Roshak.
And it just takes the flow away from the opposing team's offense. Even if it doesn't stop them every time or create turnovers, it's a different look as Merritt gets a perfect pass from Sheets and ties it up.
Right past Leibacher. Of course, nothing to scoff at. Almost a steal a game for her as well. She'll normally pick that ball off, but great hands from Merritt there.
Yoakum guarding the top of the key, nearly a travel there.
I saw a couple of them on that run.
And another jump ball and another turnover as Huntington, this crew right here on the court, has completely flipped the script of this basketball game.
First time in a while that the Foresters have been so far below the other team in regards to turnovers. Only 4 for the Foresters tonight so far, and now 10 for Mount Vernon.
And it's hard for Mount Vernon's coaching staff to prepare for that on film.
Right.
Because Huntington hasn't shown much of that at all this year. First time we've seen it at home.
Yeah, we've seen them run a 2-3 zone, but no 1-3-1 until today.
Huntington can nearly hold for the last shot, about a 3.5-second difference between game clock and shot clock. They're looking for their first lead of the entire night.
Much slower in this third quarter.
And Yoakum
blocking foul
is going to have free throws, I think.
That'll put him in the bonus.
Yep.
Maybe Yoakum can give them the lead for the first time tonight. Hasn't made a free throw this season yet.
And that's going to be the second on Leibacher. And Yoakum will have 2 free throws.
I believe these are her first of the season, no?
Yep, she hasn't spent a lot of time there. She shoots so many jump shots.
Right, very much on the outside of the arc.
I was going to say, Jaden, is sometimes a shooter just needs to see one free throw go through, and that kind of sparks their shooting stroke. That time she misses both, and it's ripped down as now they throw it out of play. And with .2 left, Huntington will just have to put it in.
And there it is.
So we've got Coach Darby Maggard coming to join us real quick, as it is 41-41. Got a stoppage in the game again. All right, so they're going to send it to halftime. We've got Coach Darby Maggard. Coach, a lot of times I ask you about players, but it was a decision you made that kind of flipped this game on its head. You put a different defense in there, caused some turnovers, you're back tied. How'd you do it?
We were kind of letting them get whatever they really wanted. They've got some really good scorers on their team. Like their top 3 kids, scoring-wise, can get hot quickly. And so we were just defensively, when we were in our man-to-man, we're just too backed off of them. And so we tried to throw a little zone in there to see what would happen. And thankfully, our kids were flying around a little bit, and it worked.
All right, Coach, we actually have to send it back to the studio real quick, so we're just going to keep it at one question for now, but we look forward to seeing you afterwards.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Coach Darby Maggard, we're going to send it to an episode of the HU Treehouse.
That's
Might
right.
see some familiar faces on there. We'll see what's going on back in the studio, and we'll see you after the halftime on FTN Sports.
Hi, my name's Bob Cayley. I'm a real estate broker with RE/MAX Results in Indiana. I love helping people buy and sell real estate. And I have a buyer's guide and a seller's guide to help people with the process. I'm also a longtime supporter of Huntington University baseball. I love supporting them and rooting them on to victory. If you have any questions about buying or selling, you can contact me at 260-519-1724.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
Very first live episode of The Treehouse. We are bringing on someone very special today in honor of this occasion, campus pastor Mark Vincenti. In our last episode, we interviewed Peter Finch, a fellow student and talented musician here on campus. We determined through our investigation that he is suspicious, and we'll be keeping an eye on him. I'm Detective Mia Harrison, and this is The Treehouse.
Here we go, Treehouse Season 5. Control room ready? Ready! All right, audio ready? All right, cameras ready? Ready! Let's do this, guys. Art department, everybody ready? Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
I'm Adam Widener, and this is The Treehouse.
Where is Adam?
Today we have campus pastor and beloved professor Mark Vincenti on to see if he knows anything that could help our investigation. Mr. Vincenti, please take a seat.
Seated right here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So how long have you been at HU?
Well, I was an adjunct for several years when I was a youth pastor here, but then in this role, actually being here full time, this is my 5th year.
Okay, nice. And then, so what are some hobbies you've picked up since being here?
Well, I got a lot of hobbies, a lot of things I love to do. Probably my favorite 2 things since being here would be drumming, which everybody probably knows, and then I like hiking, which people might not.
Fun.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about the digital media arts department?
Oh,
at
it's
Huntington?
great. I mean,
Yeah?
I love it here. It's awesome. Adam's awesome. Obviously, we're all kind of a little sad about what's going on, but yeah, it's good. Love it.
Okay, good. And then how close would you say the leadership team at HU is across departments?
Oh man, we love each other. You
Good,
know, we
yeah?
get along great. Yeah, we do stuff together all the time. So yeah, it's great.
And you've probably heard, as you just previously mentioned, that one of our professors, Adam Widener, has unfortunately gone missing.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you found out?
I mean, we're all devastated, right? You know, we want him to be back. We love him.
Mhm.
So yeah, devastating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed. And so you're a big fan of hiking, you said. It's not very safe to go alone, though. Do you have any hiking buddies, or?
Well, I really like going hiking with lots of people, but especially fellow staff people.
Okay.
You know, but you're right. When you go, you don't want to go alone. You want to always make sure you've got, you know, people with you, and yeah, so don't go alone.
Okay.
That's my advice to anybody out there. Don't go alone.
I would agree. And then you've been involved with J-Noise in past years, but I haven't seen you up there this year. Any reason for that?
Yeah, so musicians will probably know this, and drummers especially. We're kind of weird. We have this thing where we love our instruments and stuff, and I have special drumsticks I like for different things. And the fact is, I just lost one of my favorite worship drumsticks, so I can't really
that's
participate.
so unfortunate.
Yeah.
And then, so when was the last time you met with Adam?
I don't exactly remember the last time that I met. We were going to hang out, but it kind of fell through, and then obviously he's not around, so we can't hang out now. So,
Yeah. Okay. And then how do you feel about the dark?
About the dark?
Yeah.
Like darkness? Yeah,
Just
okay,
dark,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I used to actually be really scared of the dark when I was a kid. But then being a drummer, I play a lot of gigs and I'm backstage a lot. And when you're backstage, there's like no lights back there. So I've actually gotten really comfortable kind of finding my way around backstage in the dark and stuff like that. So not as bad as it used to be.
Yeah. And then your daughter, Naomi, she just recently started here a couple years ago. What's it like having your daughter be around on campus?
She's great. I love having her here, and obviously her older sister's also here, so I love having my girls around.
Her older sister's also here? What grade is she in?
She is a junior this year.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many kids do you have in total?
We have 4.
4, okay. All daughters or?
3 girls and then a little boy.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Does he enjoy having like older sisters?
He loves them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That can always be a little bit of like a power struggle. I have 2 younger brothers, so I get that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for being on. I am
glad to be here, for sure.
Oh, hold on, sorry. So we have finally gotten the results back, the forensics results back on some of the evidence we've gotten the forensic results back on the evidence we've collected in this case. Let's go take a look.
We will be seeing if Victoria and I can escape from these.
So we brought in the lie detector to make sure you're telling the truth.
You happen to take bribes off for these tickets?
Unfortunately, I cannot.
Nothing at all?
No.
What about this one?
Again, drop off half of your passengers. What really happened the day Adam disappeared?
Who's that?
I don't know.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Figure it out.
Was it Mark?
We tested this one with a ton of our students, and none of them could find it.
Well,
so let's see if you're still.
You know about any missing drumsticks? No. You worked for the FDN program while you were in school. How was that?
Yes, I did, and I absolutely loved it.
It's not about the cherry-colored pig
Not
that
at
I'm
all.
holding in my hand right now.
Wow, that's pretty intense. Thanks to the tireless work of our detectives, we are finally making some progress in this case. Isn't that great, Mr.
That's
Vincent?
fantastic.
Yes. Okay, so our test today involves seeing how well you can operate in the dark. So we have this box, so you can't see, obviously, and you're going to reach your hands in on the sides and see if you can recognize what might be in there. You'll have 60 seconds to identify all the objects. So let's get started.
Go.
Yeah,
I'm
go
excited.
ahead.
I'm
Go
excited.
ahead.
This is
yeah.
cool. All right, cool. All right, so let's see here. I don't see what that is. Let's see. This has to be. This is a shirt. This is an FDN shirt for sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. Got
Good
that
job.
one. Okay. And I can't. Let's see here. Oh, there's rope. There's some rope there. Yep. Rope.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is for sure. I know what this is. This is that's a Vic Firth SD1 drumstick. Yeah, no question there.
Oh, yeah. No.
My
yeah.
favorite. That's actually my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and I felt like. Is there anything else?
I think you got it all. That's okay.
Get rid of all that stuff. Let's see.
Oh wait, never mind. There is one more thing.
There is? I can't find. Oh wait, right there. Is that a coin? Is that no? That's a guitar pick, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be my guess. How'd I do?
You got them all.
All right.
Yeah, that was really impressive. So thanks for coming in. I'm sure we'll be seeing some more of you soon. Security, please take them away.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Come with me. Bye.
Bye. I think it's pretty safe to say that Mark Vincenti is very suspicious. We still have quite a few people left on our interrogation list, so we can't jump to any conclusions, but he's certainly going to a place very high on our suspicion board. Thanks for joining us here in the Treehouse. I'm Detective Mia, and we'll see you next time.
A buyer's guide and a seller's guide to help people with the process. I'm also a longtime supporter of Huntington University baseball. I love supporting them and rooting them on to victory. If you have any questions about buying or selling, you can contact me at 260-519-1724.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's washroom is ready to serve you.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
Back for the second half of action here between the Cougars and Foresters. It's Angela Roshak with that hot start, and man, came out of the halftime with that foul trouble and gets right back to what she was doing.
And what a halftime show we had too. Mark Vincenti, very suspicious guy.
See, I think next week maybe who
knows?
Kidnapped Adam Weiner?
Maybe. We'll see.
Liv Raby and Roshak, the two that were in foul trouble, working against each other, and another foul is going to be called on Roshak, and that is going to be her third.
Yeah, Roshak, not exactly how you want to start it out. Of course, she did just grab a quick bucket, but then immediately kind of canceled it out with a foul there. Definitely don't want to get into foul trouble. They need Roshak and Swiss Helm and Liebacker, the whole crew.
Raby only has 2 points tonight.
Raby took an extensive break. I don't think we saw her at all in the second half. Maybe just, you know, clear her head, get her back in the game, but that breaks her drought right there. She's now 3 for 4 on free throws after that missed attempt.
And she's just been a little off on a couple of them, a little short, as we saw there.
Yeah, 0 for 5 tonight from the field and 3 for 4 from the free throw line.
So strange for such an efficient player as that one's missed from 3 by Shepard. Price, a great rebounding guard, will push it forward again. Raby catches deep. Again, another miss, and right at the rim. Just not what we're used to seeing from Liv Raby.
No, definitely not what we're used to. That makes her 0 for 7 now. Normally a very efficient player, as you mentioned, but you know, off games happen, and they're not always the most fun.
I feel like some days I have off broadcast even. You know, it's any time in life. You just have those days you're just not going with the normal flow.
That's right, but thankfully the rest of the team has been able to pick up some of that slack as we see.
Yeah, that's almost a case, I think, of like Raby really pushing too hard to get involved, Jaden. That just...
Sometimes, you know, the saying goes, the only way to get out of a slump is to shoot your way out, but sometimes you just gotta help the team get there.
Well, Lily Shepard hasn't been in a slump. She knocks down another 3 to make it a 4-point game.
That ties her up with 2 other players for the lead scorer for Mount Vernon there at 11.
Yoakum, and now Price from the corner, off the mark, just has not shot it well from deep this year.
Foresters, after an eventful comeback there, have slowed down just a bit coming out of the break.
We're no longer seeing that extended press trap either, Jaden, so we'll see if they go back to that. Long 2 on its way is off the mark. Raby has still rebounded it well as she pulls down another one there, just her 3rd of the night.
That's right, and of course averaging almost a double-double, you're expecting her to grab a ton of boards.
Price, again, can't get to the rim and score. Shepard plucks it away and now moves ahead.
We got to hear a prayer from Jeff Shepard earlier. Of course, Izzy Shepard on the team now, father-daughter. And Jeff Shepard holds the most season threes, right, as well as the most single-game threes. And I believe there was one other. Is it just most career threes?
Most career threes. He's had the most threes in a single season and was tied for single game with my boy Connor Platt.
And now tied with Kendall Yoakum.
Yeah, right. Because that's a program, like an entire basketball program record. School record, I guess, is the right way to put it. Roshak has just really made it tough on Raby tonight, even on the defensive end where Raby's been so good. And Roshak pushes the lead back out to 6. So we'll see Merritt and we will see Shank here just a bit off the bench. Those two really kept Huntington alive in that first half. Sheets in that mid-range area. Nelson, who's 3 of 3 from downtown, hands it off to Merritt. Price, jab, step, and drive against Roshak. And we've seen that move twice now, and it's worked both times.
Yeah, finally, Price breaks the drought for the Foresters there as they grab a couple more points. Oh,
little fake give and go there by Skillings, and she fooled Yoakum and got right back to the rim to make it a 6-point game.
Her first bucket of the night, but 4 boards, and standing at 5'7", that's pretty impressive.
Yoakum not able to hit a 3 yet. It's a good catch by Sheets, and then Price as Kendall has it top of the key, a backdoor cut to Sheets. Nelson had an open look for 3, but drives to the rim, and she won't knock down a 3, but she's got another chance for 3 at the free throw line.
Of course, 3 for 3. She's going for another 3-point play. I think she's trying to tell us something here. She loves the number 3.
Played extremely well and has a chance to cut it to 3 as Roshak takes a short break. Skillings called for the personal. Huntington right within striking distance as they are back within 3 as Nelson continues her perfect day.
Nelson has had an incredible game tonight. Now the official leader of the Foresters tonight.
Nelson has had some breakout games like that in her career as the fake pass and then the left-handed finish by Swisshelm continues to push her further and further towards another season high.
They've been very well spread out early on in this offense that they've got several people scoring high.
Yoakum just cannot find the bottom with one of those triples. A spin, in and out move, and the shot left short there by Shepard, and Sheets, the smallest player on the court, rips it down.
Sheets averaging more rebounds than most of the players on the Forester roster as well.
Now she's got a chance for a 3-point play as the Foresters now have been driving hard at the rim. The foul on Shepard is going to be her first, and Sheets can again make it a 2-point game.
That front court has definitely been slashing up the interior there. It's been better to see than taking a couple threes that maybe aren't the best look, and they've done a good job of converting.
She knocks it in, so Huntington not knocking down as many threes as we saw a few games ago against Rochester Christian. They made 20 for a program record.
We're seeing that zone pressure again now.
This is what got Huntington back to a tied game at halftime, but a gamble there and just can't do that against someone like Swisshelm.
That halftime for the Cougars must have talked about that zone pressure because they've done a way better job of breaking that down.
Yoakum drops it into Merritt, who had that big first half. Price drives hard to the right side again, and she has really worked well on that side when she's drove in. She had the 2 reverse layups, that time more of a straight line drive.
That's the area you want to get if you're looking for easy buckets. That's almost to tie it up.
Swisshelm this time launches from 3. That's off the mark. She thought it was going down as it looked right on line. Yep.
Almost had a little Kemba Walker moment.
Nelson, Hezzy, and finish for 2 more, and we're back tied 54 all with 4:30 left in the third quarter.
Not what we're used to at all from these Foresters. They are driving it hard.
Skillings. And now again, Swisshelm. Roshak coming back to check in. It's dropped inside. Swisshelm, the double comes. A foul and a 3-point opportunity the Cougars' way will send us to a media timeout. And when we come back, Swisshelm will have a chance for 3, and it's a 2-point lead for the Cougars on FTN Sports.
My name's Bob Cayley. I'm a real estate broker with RE/MAX Results in Indiana. I love helping people buy and sell real estate. And I have a buyer's guide and a seller's guide to help people with the process. I'm also a longtime supporter of Huntington University baseball. I love supporting them and rooting them on to victory. If you have any questions about buying or selling, you can contact me at 260-519-1724.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
Three-point play is completed there by Swiss Helm. We want to tell you again about Giving Tuesday. You don't need a lot to make a big difference. On Giving Tuesday, which is December 2nd, even a $25 gift to Huntington University provides vital support for student aid, campus ministry, and academic resources. Be a part of the radical generosity. Donate online at huntington.edu/give today. See a travel called there on Kinder Sheets, as now it's a 3-point lead for the Cougars. It's been a lot of Swiss Helm, who's right at her average now with 18.
She has been very controlling for this offense so far. A lot has gone through her, but also through the rest of their team.
Their 3 scorers have really led the way for them here again today. That's what they do. Raby is back in and working hard and finally gets her first field goal to go.
Raby finally breaking the lid off the bucket. That's 1 for 9 for her now, I believe. But anything is better than nothing.
Roshak going right back at Raby, and this time it's an offensive foul, and that's going to be 3 on Roshak now. And I think she'll take a seat. So now, no, that's number 4. That's 4, Jaden. So that's a big foul on the Cougars.
You do not want to have your primary big in foul trouble against a crew that has so many incredible bigs.
Yoakum launches and hits for 3 to put the Foresters back ahead.
Everyone breaking out of their droughts now. Yoakum's now 1 for 5. They are shooting it well coming out of that short media timeout.
Another move inside, this time Raby with a block, tries to keep it in play, and it is going to be Mount Vernon's basketball with 20 on the shot clock.
That's exactly what you want to do. Raby has kept her head up, even with having a rough game, and now she's contributing more to the team's success. Even not getting possession there, it was a good way to stop.
Drive inside, and a jump ball is going to be called. The block by Nelson. She's had it all going today.
She blocked it for so long that it was a jump ball. She's 5 for 6 on the night, 3 for 3 from 3, and 14 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. She's really controlled the game very well so far.
We do want to apologize. We're having a little bit of technical issues. We will get that score bug back up in just a moment. It's 59-57 Huntington with just over 2 minutes left in the third quarter as Nelson again keeps her big offensive day going. Another chance for a 3-point play.
Nelson is killing it. I was looking at her split stats a little bit. She normally performs a little bit better when they're away, when they're facing off against other teams, but tonight she has been destroying it offensively. She's been playing great.
She is just finding all different kind of ways to get herself in on the action. That is now 17 points to lead the way for the Foresters. She's missed 1 shot, Jaden, 6 of 7 from the field.
Yeah, she has really been productive tonight.
Back into the trap go the Foresters, and a couple of loose passes by the Cougars as they reset, and another steal. Nelson, the right one to have it, goes right back to the rim, spins to her left, is fouled, and this time She will not complete the three-point play, but she'll have 2 more free throws.
Even without the bucket, that's more free throws for her, and she is normally a knockdown shooter from the charity stripe.
Continues to go well past her average on the season. She came in averaging 9.7 points per game as she misses the free throw there. But she has just been dynamite today, knocking down the threes. We've seen the spin moves, the mid-range jumper. Everything's working for her. And defensively as well, Jaden, she's been impactful on that end.
That's right. She just has been all over the court tonight. And this full court pressure, excuse me, not full court pressure, but this zone pressure is really making a difference for these Foresters.
Skip pass, cap in play there. It's a 3 for Shepard. It's short and fought for on the backside and rebounded by Leibacher. And then last touch by the Foresters with 1:35 left in the third quarter.
That was a good tip from Joachim there to stop a complete pass. Anything to slow down the momentum and continue theirs is going to be good for the future of this game.
10 on the shot clock. Leibacher's been very quiet here in this second half, and she's being guarded hard by Price, who gets called for the reach-in. And that is just the team's 3rd foul, so no real danger here of putting Mount Vernon into the bonus quite yet.
But getting there, the Foresters are already in the bonus. Of course, still a minute and a half to go in the third quarter, but definitely not where you want to be in such a close conference game that means so much.
Leibacher being hounded by Price. Now, go-to player here, an offensive foul is called as Swisshelm tried dropping it into Leibacher. And it's another turnover, and it's the Foresters' ball. They've already got their biggest lead of the day.
Foresters have done a really good job of not turning over the ball and also causing turnovers, something that I'm sure they've talked about a lot over the past couple games as they've really struggled to keep the ball in their own possession, but only 6 turnovers tonight, a huge turnaround from, again, 29 on their last time out.
It's hard to believe a college basketball team turning it over that much, but it was much like we're seeing from Mount Vernon against this pressure from HU. Huntington just could not handle the press of Spring Arbor on Wednesday night.
Yeah, it really made a big difference for them offensively.
Raby hands off to Nelson, who's had the hot hand. And now Joachim, who's got 1 triple. That one rattles around and out. That would have been a big shot for HU with 1 minute left. They keep their lead, I should say, at 6. And now Joachim has it heading the other way, and that is the largest lead of the night, up 8.
Great body control from Joachim, slowing it down right at the rim.
Joachim starting to find her offensive touch as well. She doesn't take many twos, but she'll always take a fast break layup as Sheets is going to be whistled for a foul, and Shepard will head to the free throw line.
The whole team really has had a very solid defensive game. They've got 6 fouls on the night and 1 steal in comparison to Mount Vernon's 1 steal and no block. Excuse me, I believe I said fouls. I meant 6 steals and 1 block. They've done a good job hustling and always staying in the play and never really giving up anything easy.
First one from Shepard is perfect. She continues to shoot at an extremely high level here in Platt Arena, and it's a 2-for-2 trip. Huntington can hold for, again, nearly the last shot with a 4-second difference between the game clock and shot clock.
This is third quarter crunch time. But a lead here could mean a lot down the line.
They can add 2 or 3 more. Puts them in a good spot over the last 10 minutes. Darby trying to set up a set. Sheets was looking into Raby. It's Joachim who is open and finally gets one to rock through the rim. And it's a 9-point lead. And then it looks like Mount Vernon Nazarene had a line violation as they stepped over the line while trying to pass it in. And Huntington's got the ball. I think they might want to come and review how much time's left on the clock.
If it doesn't change, they've got 1 second left to make an even bigger difference here. And that's the first shot I've really seen from Joachim tonight. That wasn't, of course, the layup. That really looked like it was her, and it really looked like her jumper was on point. It looked like her form was good. Everything looked solid there. You can see she really got her feet set.
So the officials will come over and look and see how much time should be left on the clock. I know we were having some technical issues, so I don't know if our crew in the back is going to be able to produce a replay or not. Our screens here in front of us are off. So we will see if they can get that sorted out. Kind of just been a wonky day for our technology, which we happen occasionally.
First live Treehouse episode. Of course, a lot of switch-ups in the studio is going to cause some technical difficulties, so we're sorry that some misinputs have happened.
So we will see what they decide. I think they're going to put 2.3 back on the clock. Kind of watching back through the stream. The clock does not stop at the end of the third quarter. So yeah, I think it could have been even closer to 3 seconds, but unfortunately unable to look at that right now. Huntington can throw a big punch here to end the third as they go inside to Nelson. And a foul comes in late. I could barely hear the whistle.
I didn't even hear it over the buzzer. But, I mean, if they can make it a double-digit lead going into the fourth quarter, that's where Foresters want to be.
So Nelson's career high is 18. And that is where she's at right now. She's tied it.
With this.
Yep. One of these free throws can give her an official career high, and the broadcaster's jinx wins again.
Kind of shocking to hear, honestly. I haven't taken a look at every single player's highs just yet. Not as much, you know, experience as you, of course, but a free throw here could mean a lot for Nelson.
So Nelson will step back up to the line and try to add to already a great day. And both of them in and out. And with 0.1 on the clock, they'll say that is the end of the third quarter. And I'm not sure we have commercial breaks right now, but we're going to send it to a break anyways. And you guys can check out some of the Huntington University cheerleaders. When we come back, we got the fourth quarter of action. It is 68-59 Foresters on FDN Sports.
Junior nursing major on the women's basketball team. I just want to take a second to shout out Blackburn and Romy for their generosity to our program. They really help us to pursue excellence on and off the floor this season. Thank you all for coming out.
Back inside Platt Arena, it is Preston Husband and Jaden Woods, the rest of our FDN Sports crew. We do apologize. We are having some severe technological issues today. Just a couple of our boards went down in the bag, no big deal. Just the most important part about putting on a live broadcast, Jaden, you know, stuff we can't control. So we'll bring the best action. Replay, graphics will not be up for now, but we will have play-by-play and one camera showing you the rest of the action. 68-59 Foresters.
It's a good game.
As Shank has another steal with that pressure for the Foresters. Sheets will slow it down. This is where Huntington wants to keep getting good shots, Jaden, extend this lead and put this one away as soon as possible.
Yeah, a win here could mean a ton for them in conference play. Of course, seeded 4th at the start of the season, didn't have the hottest start against, who was their first conference game? I'm blanking right now.
Spring Arbor.
Spring Arbor, so yeah, last time out. Not exactly what they wanted to see, but now, of course, having an opportunity to improve their record.
Free throws starting to be an issue for Huntington here as the game moves on. That's 3 straight misses at the line. Make it 5 straight, actually, here in this second half, and now 6.
Cannot break the drought there.
Now last foul, by the way, on number 10, Olivia Skillings. That is her 4th. So now 2 Cougars with 4 fouls.
Cougars definitely in foul trouble tonight, and that's a rough spot to be. That's a great spot to be, though, apparently.
It's a big shot by Melody Blue Ball as she cuts the lead to 6. Now back to a 2-possession game.
Forrester's pushing the tempo here.
Raby spins to her right again, just so off today in that painted area.
Not her strongest day. We'll see if she can turn it around in the last couple minutes. That's a moving screen there. Was still leaning forward.
An offensive foul. The whistles have just come over and over again against Mount Vernon. They have just, it feels like they've been called for a foul on half the possessions today, if not more.
I would say so. Again, it's really just one of those days. Technical difficulties, free throw difficulties.
Yeah, we do have the score bug back, it looks like, so everything's back and working. We don't have the monitors in front of us, so we'll try to work with that as best as possible. As Shank spins back to her right. She's been quiet in this second half, but man, she is a big reason why Huntington leads this game by 8.
Yeah, not much last quarter, but she's been a quiet producer all game.
Bounce pass inside, another steal, and a foul comes in.
If that's a reach-in, that's a bit of a late whistle there.
Oh, it's going to be on Kendall Yoakum.
And the Cougars will receive the ball now. Oh.
70-62 as the handoff is knocked away. We do have our monitors back and working here. Everything should be good on your guys' end. You can tell us where you're watching from in the YouTube comments, by the way, as the spin move is a good one. The shot is off the mark, and then a foul there as Sheets pulled down the miss. Shepard picks up the personal. We're live on YouTube, obviously. You can type in the chat and tell us where you're watching from, who you're watching, if you're a Cougars fan, a Huntington fan, or just FDN sports or basketball fan. We'd love to know.
Absolutely. Tell us where you're from. We'll give you a little shout out.
Shank catches and dribbled it off of her foot as it's a turnover. They have not been as bad for HU today. They've taken pretty good care of the basketball. That is just number 7, Jaden.
That's right, much better than they've been throughout the season. We saw a lot of turnovers early on as well, especially during their home games, it seems, but very good record at home regardless.
Again, this pressure all the way out by the volleyball line. The 3 is off the mark as Raby rips down another rebound.
And over the back
another foul, and this time on Swiss Helm. That's 4 on her.
Ruthless tonight. The whistles have been, the Cougars have a ton of fouls. Roshak's got 4, Liebacher's got 4, and Swiss Helm, I believe that may have been her 3rd, or was that her 4th as well?
That was number 4.
Okay.
It's 21 team fouls on Mount Vernon. As a steal is created there by Swiss Helm. Turnover by Yoakum. Up ahead and running towards the rim. Blue ball, and she traveled.
The game has slowed down quite a bit as compared to the very high-octane offense that we saw in the first 2 quarters, where each team ended up with 41 going into the half. But third quarter, also pretty strong showing, especially from the Foresters. We'll see how they can break it down in the 4th quarter.
Sheets facing some of the pressure from Mount Vernon now. Any foul on the Cougars the rest of the way will put them, Huntington, into the bonus as Shank has an offensive rebound, and the possession arrow points Huntington's way.
Offensive rebounds, as you mentioned earlier, have helped to keep them in the game. They've got 16, doubling Mount Vernon's total.
They've really fought hard on those second opportunities. Liv Raby not having her best day, but still staying involved as she makes a good pass to Yoakum, who's off the mark again. 70-62 Huntington, less than 7 minutes left, and another careless turnover by the Cougs. Price thought about a 3, and she's whistled for a travel.
Yeah, maybe another one of those times where tapping the feet a little bit right when they get the ball. But either way, we've really seen the the backup players and the bench, and of course Annika Nelson, take over for Joachim and Raby, who've been struggling tonight, which is always good to see that you really do have backup options here on this women's Forester team.
To the rim, up and in again, Swisshelm, who's now got 20 points on the day, leading the way for the Cougars.
Very strong performance there. Not Kendra Sheets tumbles.
Little mid-range jumper is off the mark as fast break point couldn't lead to an easy look, but the Cougars do collect their own miss and they'll reset with Shepard.
Really feels like both teams just need to slow down a bit here. Rushing some shots is another careless turnover. Joachim has a ton of steals tonight.
In the corner, Schenk wide open in front of her bench is off the mark. Nelson again has been at the right place at the right time a lot today. Joachim keeps shooting, and that's off the mark again.
Not her strongest performance from beyond the arc. She's 2 for 9 tonight. I believe she was 2 for 7 on the last time out on Spring Arbor. Bit of a rough patch right now.
Swisshelm just threw it straight out of bounds, and with 5:30 left, the turnovers are just piling up against the Cougars. It felt like they were taking good care of the basketball until Huntington threw in this zone and press, and now it is a 19 turnovers with 5:30 left in the game.
We've had 4 turnovers on the last 5 possessions. It's been steal after steal, and then right there, just miscommunication will lead to an easy repossession.
Nelson has a wide open lane, left that one short. Raby and O'Board puts it back up. Annika gets it again, and it is last touched by Nelson, they say. Back to Mount Vernon Nazarene.
Just really physical in the paint. I'm shocked neither team has called a timeout, and I think I just ate my words.
I think they're just going to throw in some subs for now. We're 11 seconds away from our last media timeout. Huntington's just got to take care of the basketball, probably, or potentially knock in some free throws at the end of this game, which has been a roller coaster ride for them. And now
looks like maybe
yeah, it looks like one of the fans being warned over on the sideline here. With 5 minutes left in the game, 6-point lead for Huntington.
Curious. Definitely an interesting fourth quarter so far. Halfway through, I don't believe any points have been scored.
We've been all over the place in this one. It's
5 for Mount Vernon and 2 for Huntington, excuse me.
Roshak back in the game with her 4 fouls. Swisshelm as well. Shepard against Sheets, goes strong to the rim, misses that one. And it's a pair of free throws for Lily again. And it is our next media timeout. When we come back, it'll be Shepard at the line. The Foresters holding on to a 6-point lead. And a short break for y'all on FDN Sports.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
(70-64), the Foresters in front. The Cougars about to shoot a few more free throws. Jaden, our crew, has dealt with a lot of technical issues in the back. They've done a good job keeping us on the air. I want to give a big shout out to them. It's an all-student broadcast, including yourself.
That's right.
Adam Widener, of course, the professor that oversees FDN Sports. I don't know if he's back there or not today. I'm not entirely sure. He sent me an email earlier, so he could be anywhere.
Yeah, sent you an email from, from
wherever
wherever he's at. Yeah,
right. Forgot about that. We're plugging the treehouse.
We are, in fact, plugging the treehouse. But, man, the lids have been plastered shut, it seems, here in this fourth quarter. Not much going for anybody. as Shepard is able to break that drought right there.
Shepard's a nice player as a junior coming in from Ohio Christian, of course, along with her head coach, Lauren Van Hoos. She's been good today.
She had a good start. Here she's 4 for 16 now.
Yeah.
Took a couple bad shots, but overall good performance.
Nelson keeps that pivot foot down and scores another, adding on to what was already a career day. I think she just hopped over that 18 mark for a career high.
That's right. That'll be 20 now, and that'll be her new career high, a new goal for her to break.
3 on the way from Shepard again, and right on cue. It's been a little hit or miss. Had the fast start, slow middle, and now she's back to shooting it well here in the fourth quarter. It's a 3-point game.
That's right. Shepard's got the magic glove, it seems. The only one able to really break the bucket open.
Trying to get it to Raby inside, who's had that slow day. Price puts it on the floor, kicks to Nelson, who fires way off the mark that time.
You can see she still had a lot of forward momentum there, just wasn't able to slow down enough to get that easy. Well, not necessarily easy, but get that shot off.
Inside, and it's a miss right at the rim by Swisshelm. Shank clears it and now takes it across the timeline by herself. Just over 3.5 minutes left in our game here in Platt Arena. It's a good Crossroads League matchup.
This match decides a lot.
Raby scores, and that is the 5th foul on Roshak. And Raby, who's had the slow day offensively, has a big bucket to put Huntington up 5 and a chance for 6.
And one there. Raby finally gets a chance to add some more points to her name. That puts her at 2 for 11. Just right behind Kendall Yoakum, who's 3 for 11 there. Not the greatest performance from 2 of the leading scorers, but of course you can't expect everyone to have a perfect game, as finally she gets to break that spell.
Raby gets a free throw to go. That's the first make from the charity stripe for the Foresters in a while. I want to say hello to Garrett watching from Eaton, Ohio, watching Lily Shepard, and Allison's older sister watching from Ohio as well, watching from Canton, Ohio. That is Allison Price, older sister, I would assume. Pretty sure she's a basketball player as well. I can't remember the school off the top of my head. As Shepard steps back, it's short. Nelson tapped it out of play, so it'll be 20 on the shot clock and possession for Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon really wanted to turn it around here. Only a 6-point game. Quick whistle there on the pass in.
They're going to check to make sure it hit the rim, but it 100% did. I mean,
yeah,
shouldn't even be a question, I don't think. So, yeah, for sure hit the rim, and that is what they'll stick with 3:04 left in the game. Huntington will hold on to this 6-point lead.
Very high-pressure defense there. Almost converts into a steal. Out on Price, though. Raby sprinting for it, but unable to stop it.
What are the new dynamics, Jaden, as a coach's challenge? So right away, Darby was asking Allison Price there, did you touch that last? And she looked over at her coach and said yes. So Darby didn't burn a timeout or a challenge as a foul is called on Price here. That is just the 3rd on the Foresters here in the fourth quarter.
Price has done a good job of staying out of foul trouble. Some of the bigs, generally Merritt has 2, Raby has 3, but Shank has 0. Nelson with 0 as well. Very solid game.
Leibacher, who's just been quiet in this second half, is called for travel. It looks like she was going to have a massive game, and she still is having a great game, but they really slowed her down since the half.
They were really able to stop her from becoming their primary producer, but she still had a high-scoring game so far.
She's only 4 of 5. Isn't that shocking that she hasn't more shots than that? That's your best scorer.
Leibacher averaging 18 normally, not much tonight.
Yoakum gets another 3 to go, and that just might put Huntington over the edge as it's a 9-point lead.
Only 2.5 minutes left of gameplay. This is crunch time.
Yoakum is in double digits along with Price and Nelson, who are out there. Sheets at 7. Swisshelm kept that pivot foot down, and here's Leibacher, who steps back, is strong. Nelson, another rebound, 7 on the day.
Nelson, show us what you got.
Price goes to the rim and is fouled with 2 minutes left. Allison will head to the free throw line.
Their 6th foul in the 4th quarter, and 6 of many. That puts them at 23 on the night. They've been just called for just about everything.
That's Leibacher's 5th foul as well. So now Leibacher, who averages 18.1 points per game, is out, along with Roshak, who's right around 11 points per contest. So 2 big missing pieces to the puzzle. And right now, Mount Vernon needs points in bunches, and Huntington will shoot free throws the rest of the way.
That's right. Shepard has locked it in for the others in foul trouble, Roshak and Leibacher, but we'll see what Shepard and Swisshelm can do for the Cougars.
So less than 2 minutes now. Swisshelm been the leading scorer here today. Shepard right up there with her in double digits. Swisshelm looking for a cutter. Finds the guard up top in Skillings, and now handed off Shepard. Steps back, long 3, off the mark, rebound, and that is a good call underneath. Yoakum trying to box out the rebounding blue ball, who could not get to it.
Yeah, that 3, definitely not necessarily the shot that you want right there, but Foresters did a great job of applying really heavy pressure on the arc.
There you go. Allison's sister said she's a ball player at Malone University, so ball runs in their blood. Shepard drives left, and now this time it's Nelson called for the foul, going for the block, and it's more free throws for Lily Shepard. Here's a good look at it.
Close to a clean block there, but a little too much pressure on the body. 11-point lead for the Foresters. This could continue their flawless home record.
That one's off the mark, and the next time they're in action, they'll try to add on to that as well. It'll be Jaden and I on Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock against St. Xavier out of Chicago, Illinois. A little break in the non-conference schedule for a little bit.
Several players on the floor there after that free throw.
A wrestling match down on this side of the court. Under 90 seconds, Huntington looking to move their record to 1-1 in Crossroads League play. Raby turns to her left, and another foul called on Kaib, and more free throws for Liv.
Interesting that they went for a quick shot there. I feel like, not that they need to burn as much time as possible with a solid lead, but of course you don't really want to give them a chance to come back if you're the Foresters.
A 10-point lead for the Foresters as Raby makes it 11.
Raby has really picked it up a notch in this last couple minutes. That puts her at 5 for 6 from the line, and this one put her at 6 for 7.
It's a 12-point lead for HU. Trying to close this one out. They were beat by these Cougars on this floor last year in a high-scoring affair. Looks like Huntington will get over the top this season as Shepard pulls and is blocked by Yoakum. Price has the rebound, and now Huntington can take a lot of time here and start dribbling this one out.
That one just might be the deciding factor on that miss.
And there's the foul, and it's going to go on blue ball, and Huntington will shoot more free throws. They have spent a lot of time there today, Jaden. This will be number 28 and 29 from the free throw line for HU.
That's right, and that's normally only, that's what SGA gets in one game, so not, still very, a lot of free throws, and they've made as many as Mount Vernon has taken. Mount Vernon has been very efficient from the line tonight, though. 92%.
Huntington?
From the charity stripe. No, Mount Vernon.
Oh.
They're 15 of 16.
I meant to say Huntington, not so much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been a little off their routine from the free throw line as Coach Van Hoos will call a timeout and advance the ball into the front court. We're going to take a timeout with her, our last of the day. It's 83-70. Foresters looking for another home win on FDN Sports. back here in Platt Arena is 83-70. Want to say hello to another fan tuning in. Well, it looks like it's the same fan. Garrett says, Grandma Boucher. I'm assuming that's how you say it. It's not, that's Boucher,
yeah,
right?
Boucher.
Okay.
Just Boucher.
Is that French?
I think it's
okay.
French. Yeah.
I don't know
sense.
anything about French or France or anything.
I know like
really.
mezzamine or whatever.
Well, hello anyways, Grandma Boucher, if that's how you say it. Wants a shout out for Lily, yeah. Very cool. I'm glad you guys are tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast today. Hope everyone's enjoyed the broadcast today. We've got another one right after this. It's the men's version of the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars and the Huntington Foresters. That men's team from Mount Vernon Nazarene averaging 98 points per contest. You can really score it. Coach Renee, who's been there for a while. Here's Lily Shepard, just chatting about her, and she's strong on the three as Sheets pulls down the miss. And let's see if Mount Vernon continues to foul. They really probably could just let Huntington dribble it out as Nelson will catch and pulls it out. Could have kept adding to that career high, and now the foul comes.
She really could have pushed that career high a little bit, but I think she was just willing to, you know, let it dribble out a little bit, but Cougars are still in this one.
Sheets will head to the free throw line now. Kind of a quiet game again today for Kendra. She's at 9 points. And she has seven rebounds and 5 assists.
Boards.
Again, that's what I mean. Quietly just putting together a nice stat line as she hops into double digits. And again, Coach Van Hoos will use a timeout to advance the basketball.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it's a full or 30. It's just a 30. This is kind of it's a good thing for women's basketball because you save all of your timeouts at the end in case it's a close game because you move the ball up 40 feet, 45 feet into the front court, and that allows you to get a good look late in the game.
Yeah.
The only problem is, in a game like this, and Darby Maggard would do the same thing. They use the timeouts, and it extends the game forever. And at this point, down 15, it's like, is it worth it? Well, they still want to work on these side-out plays, and it may end up winning a game for them later in the year by drawing up one of these plays in a game that is out of reach.
That's true. Yeah, that's a pretty good point. Down 15 with 30 seconds left, 26 and a half. But either way, it was a great contest overall. Swiss Helm had a great game with 20 tonight. Of course, not unusual for her.
3 from the top of the key is off the mark. Another long rebound for Nelson and Raby, and they collect. This time it looks like Mount Vernon will let Huntington dribble this one out. It is going to continue the perfect start for the Foresters here in Platt Arena. They move to 1-1 in Crossroads League play. They'll take a break from Crossroads League action on Tuesday night. They have their 5th win of the season, a really balanced attack again. We saw different players become stars tonight off of the bench, but man, Annika Nelson with her best game as a Forester.
Yeah, Nelson killed it, 20 points. That's a new career high for her, 7 for 12 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3. Of course, 50% from the line, 8 boards, 3 assists. She was all over the place. Joachim, maybe not her most efficient night offensively, but with this new pressure defense that they have, really got her a lot of steals. Got Nelson a couple, Allison Price a couple. They had a really good contest overall, and they were able to clean up their turnover act from the last game.
And how about the Foresters with 7 players in double digits? You had
every
20,
player.
Yeah, 20 for Nelson. The only player that, or 2 players that played and didn't score were Hartsoe and Akers.
And they were
didn't
only
shoot.
in for, they were only in for a couple moments. Any player that took a shot hit more than 10 points.
Yep, impressive feat for the Foresters as the 2 teams are together at the half court. We will have Coach Darby Maggard and a little replay melt for you here to end this one in just a few moments. And then we will get the stage set for the men's version of Mount Vernon Nazarene and the Huntington Foresters. Should be a fun one. We encourage you to come back when that one is getting ready to tip off.
That's right, and if you liked the treehouse, don't worry, there's going to be another one, and I think you might also see some familiar faces in this one, maybe one that you've seen and heard a couple times.
Who knows? Fun to see another version of that as now Coach Darby Maggard will make the walk over, and we will talk to her about her performance and her team's performance. So Coach Maggard making sure everything's straightened out here before she puts the headset on. Coach, you got a huge performance today. In fact, a career high for Annika Nelson, 20 points, 7 of 12 from the field, added 8 rebounds, 3 assists. She seemed to carry your offense back into this game and then push you guys over the top in that second half.
Sorry, Annika was amazing. She was, that is, like, for the last couple years, Annika has been, like, just trying to figure out, like, who she is as a player. And today I felt like she came out, and she's done this for us throughout the course of this year. She's, sorry. She is, like, carrying our team. And I think from a leadership perspective, she stepped into that role really, really well this year. And her athleticism, her length, her quickness, and then just like her speed with the ball. She got a couple where she just got out and in transition and got downhill quickly. And so that's something that we see all the time in practice. But I'm really, really thankful and very proud of her for implementing that into the game.
You had 9 players play today. 7 of them took shots.
Yeah.
The 2 players that didn't take shots were the only players that didn't score in double digits. You
Yeah.
had 7 in double digits today. And we kind of talked about it at the half, you implementing, you know, the different defense, the trap that created the turnovers. But how about Lauren Merritt and Addie Shake It? It literally felt like they kept you afloat in the first half with the foul trouble with Liv Raby.
No, they did a great job. I thought Lauren has been, I mean, I wish everybody could hear Lauren Merritt's story, just of how she's been such a disciplined, perseverant, and just she's fought through so much adversity in her life. And so for her to step onto this floor today and to execute the way that she did was amazing. And she's been doing that. She goes against Liv every single day in practice. And so she's going against a first-team all-conference kid. And so for her to get the minutes today and to execute the way that she did, I'm super, super proud of her. And then same with Addie. Addie is so versatile. She's, I think I've told you this the last time we were talking, but she just completely transformed her game over the summer because when you've got a kid that is literally like, Coach, I'll do anything. I'll do anything you want me to do to be on the floor. And her versatility, she hit a 3 today. She's putting the ball on the floor and getting to the rim, and she's finding her teammates. And so both of those guys are just doing a really good job of, you know, finding their teammates, but also, you know, sneaking in ways to score and to impact the floor.
Well, it's a good win. It's good to get in the column, the win column for the Crossroads League.
That's right.
You guys take a little break on Tuesday against St. Xavier, so we'll see you back in Platte Arena then, and congrats on the win today.
Thank you. Can't wait. We'll see you.
So Coach Darby Maggard will hand it back over to Jaden. It's the Foresters' 5th win of the season. They had all those players in double digits. The biggest thing we talked about in the pregame, taking care of the basketball, the 10 turnovers is what pushed them over the top today.
Less than a third of the turnovers that they had in their last game, which, again, is just really crazy to think about. But, you know, they've done maybe not their best season in terms of turnovers, but they've really held it together in this game against a tough opponent that they lost last time against. Of course, 5 of 5 of their last 5 in the last 10 meetings. So very evenly matched teams, now 6 of 4 in their last 10 meetings. But, you know, they did a really good job out there.
So the ladies take an 85-7 victory over the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars. We are going to send it back to the studio just for a little bit, about 20 minutes till we tip it off between the men's teams. And it will be myself and Brady Gallo. I want to thank Jaden Woods for joining me here. He's feeling a little under the weather, but just powered through. He's going to go home, drink some hot tea, and maybe kick his feet up and help out with the Treehouse in game number 2.
That's right.
We will see you in about 20 minutes for some more hoops on FDN Sports.